What up, Ninja Clan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, the Atomic Ninja G, and today we are looking at everything we know so far about the next set of Disney Lorcana, Archazia's Island. So, first off, let's talk about release dates. It is coming March 7th to local game stores, and March 21st to everywhere else. Now, the official stuff on the website reads like this. Archazia's Island, learn new tricks. Welcome to Archazia's Island, where friendly pets abound. Beyond the cast of cuddly critters lies an ancient secret, just waiting to be discovered. Very mysterious. But before we delve into some of those mysteries, let's take a look at the products that are coming out with this new set. As usual, we are getting 2 single-player decks. So first off, we are getting a Ruby Sapphire deck with Belle and Beast as our foil cards. Also, notice on the side there, it does include a bonus booster pack, which is always fantastic. And I do love Ravensburger for doing this. Thank you very much. Yay, Lorcana. Our other starter deck then is the Amethyst Steel with Yago and Jafar, which also comes with a booster pack. And I imagine these boxes come pretty standard as we're used to seeing them from the previous sets. We've also got our booster packs here featuring Bolt, Mad Hatter and Mirabelle, which also come in this lovely booster box with all those characters on, including Belle and Yago. Next up, I think, is my favourite product from this entire line. It is the Trove. This Trove is just beautiful. I love this Trove. This might be my favourite Trove of all the Troves ever. So in the Trove, we get 8 booster packs. We get this very cool Bolt Low Tracker. We get our 6 dice. We also get 7 card dividers. Not sure why we're getting 7 this time round. Maybe they're giving us an extra one to make up for sets 1 and set 2, the first chapter and Floodborn respectively, because we didn't get any card dividers with those sets. Also, all these card dividers, brand new artwork, people. Keep that in mind, because we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And then the thing that all this stuff comes in is the storage box. And I have to say, I love this storage box, mainly because of the lid. That lid is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely love it. It is my favourite Trove box of all the sets so far. It's just amazing. We also get our usual range of accessories. So we've got a Cinderella and an Ursula deck box and card sleeves. We also have 2 new playmats, one featuring Tigger and the other one featuring Big Hero 6. And the last product in the line then is this Lilo gift box. Now, those of us who have been around since day 1 of Disney Lorcana will be used to this size gift set. These things are huge. These boxes were unnecessarily big. I mean, apart from Azurite Sea, because that one needed to be that big because it has a binder in it. And so it looks like Lorcana and the people at Ravensburger have taken a look at this product and thought, do you know what? We can seriously downsize it and give people more of what they want. So what comes in this box altogether? So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Lilo Alt Art Foil card. So this is an alt art of Lilo Escape Artist that came in Azurite Sea. And really, the only difference between these 2 cards is the fact that one is a promo card, it's shiny, got alternate art, but mechanically, these cards are exactly the same. Next up then, we get 5 random booster packs. So the booster packs will all come from set 2 to set 6. However, it doesn't mean you're going to get 1 of each. It is random. You could get 3 Ursula's Return, 1 Inklands, and a Shimmering Skies. You could get 4 Floodborn and an Azurite Sea. It's going to be random. All we do know is there's no first chapter in this box, which, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm very, very sad about. And then, much like the Trove, the box all this stuff comes in acts as a little storage box. And the last thing that comes in this box then are 3 amber dividers. 2 of them with the amber ink logo and 1 with the art from the card. And as I said at the start of this video, all these products will be available to you from your local friendly gaming store on March 7th or mass market on March 21st. So let's look now then at some of these new tricks that have been revealed so far. So first up, teaching us some new tricks is Yago. He is a 4-cost, 4/6 quest for 1 illusion card. That's right, we have a new classification. Now, nothing official has been said about the classification illusion. However, I think it would be really cool if they worked like song cards. So as you can see here, we've got Mother Knows Best, and a character with a cost of 3 or more can exert to sing this song for free. Now, that wouldn't really work for illusion cards, because the illusion card would have to have something written on it, saying something like a character with a cost of 3 or more can exert to make this illusion. However, on the right-hand side of the screen, you guys can see Sebastian, who has the ability Singer 4. This character counts as cost 4 to sing songs. I think it would be really, really cool if we had characters similar to singing characters who would maybe cast or create an illusion. That's not official, that's just me speculating. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that idea. Going back to Yago then, we also see that Yago is evasive, so only characters with evasive can challenge this character. And he has a new keyword, Vanish. When an opponent chooses this character for an action, banish them. What this means is that if an opponent targets Yago with an action, then Yago is banished. So let's take a quick look at a couple of examples that you could use on Yago. So here we've got a 1-cost Fire the Cannons. Deal 2 damage to chosen character. 2 damage normally wouldn't take out Yago, but because Fire the Cannons is an action, it banishes him. But it doesn't have to be deal damage cards. If we take a look at this 1-cost Control Your Temper, chosen character gets -2 strength this turn. All it does to Yago is gives him -2 strength, so then he would be a 2/6 character. However, because this action targets Yago, not only does it minus his strength by 2, but it completely banishes him off the board altogether. Or you could use this 2-cost Freeze. Exert chosen opposing character. Finding it hard to shift Yago? Freeze him and banish him. Now, as cool as that all sounds, there are some actions that actually wouldn't work on Yago. So let's take a look at this Stampede. It's a 1-cost Emerald card. Says deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. Now, this might work sometimes, but not all the time. Because if Yago doesn't have damage on him, this card cannot target him. So Vanish says when an opponent chooses this character for an action, banish them. If you can't choose Yago for your action, it has no effect. Another example of cards that wouldn't necessarily affect Yago is this Grab Your Sword. Deal 2 damage to each opposing character. Now, in this instance, it would deal 2 damage to Yago. However, it wouldn't banish Yago because Grab Your Sword does not target him. It just does a blanket 2 damage to everything on your opponent's side of the board. In some cases, Vanish actually makes other cards a lot better. Take Let It Go, for example. Put chosen character into their player's inkwell face down and exerted. Now, Let It Go is a good way of getting rid of big beefy characters on your opponent's side of the board that you can't get rid of. The downside to that is that you're giving your opponent free ink. Well, not with Vanish. So, you play Let It Go and choose Yago. Let It Go will trigger. After that, Vanish would trigger. So because this is targeting Yago and it's an action, he is then banished and doesn't end up in the inkwell. And it's also really important to remember that action cards are their own thing. Characters that have abilities or effects do not count as actions. Let's take this 2-cost LeFou as an example. LeFou has the ability Fan the Flames. When you play this character, ready a chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. Now, you could choose an opponent's character. This is not an action. It is an ability or an effect. Therefore, readying Yargo on your opponent's side of the field would not banish him because you're using an effect or an ability that belongs to a character, not an independent action. Now, we've learnt about illusion and we've learnt about vanish. There is one more trick that I'm sure you all are waiting for that we know about, and that is dual ink cards. This is so cool. As of right now, we do not know how they work. What they have told us is that on the 10th of February, they are going to give us more information and hopefully a rundown of how dual inks work, how they interact with deck creation and other cards and all that kind of stuff. But for now, we've got a couple of cards that have been revealed, so let's jump in with our first one here, Jafar, newly crowned. He is a 4-cost 2/4 quest for 2. He is both amethyst and steel, and his ability says, this is not done yet. During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your illusion characters is banished, you may return that card to your hand. This Jafar and the Yargo I just showed you are the face characters of the Steel Amethyst starter deck. Speaking of faces of starter decks, we have Belle, who is a Ruby Sapphire dual ink card. She is a 9-cost, a 7/7, and quests for 3. She has the Shift 7 ability, and she has Salvage. For each item card in your discard, you pay 1 ink less to play this character using her Shift ability. And she has Repurpose. Whenever this character quests, you may put up to 3 item cards from your discard on the bottom of your deck to gain 1 lore for each item card moved this way. So if you've got like 5 or 6 items in your discard, not only are you shifting for like 5 or 6 less, but once she's shifted, you're questing, moving those to the bottom of your deck, and you're gonna get 1 lore for every item you moved doing this. This card is insane. She's coming in the starter deck. This card, I am telling you right now, is gonna see a lot of play. Also in the starter deck then is Beast. He is also a Ruby Sapphire. He's a 6-cost uninkable 5/5 quest for 2 and has the ability I've Had It. You exert him, pay 2 ink, banish 2 of your items, deal 5 damage to chosen character. Now you may be thinking, he's got a strength of 5, why would I do that? Well, this just comes into your synergy with Belle. So you want to get Beast on the board, exert him, 2 ink, banish 2 of your items. You can then use 2 of your items to shift Belle for 2 less, move those items to the bottom when she quests, gain 2 lore. These two are going to work together amazingly well. Next up then, we have our first Amber Emerald dual ink card. It is Lady Miss Park Avenue. She is a 5-cost uninkable 4/4 quest for 2. She shifts for 3 and has the ability Something Wonderful. When you play this character, you may return up to 2 character cards with a cost of 2 or less each from your discard to your hand. Very nice. And the last card we have had revealed to us then is Sven. And he is an Amethyst Sapphire card. He is a 5-cost inkable 2/6 quest for 1, has Rush, and the ability Formidable Glare. When you play this character, chosen character gets -3 strength this turn. So even though he doesn't have a lot of strength when he's rushing, he has the potential of taking someone down to 0 strength, hitting them for 2 and taking 0 damage himself. Now, as I said, we don't really know yet how dual inks are going to work, but on the 10th of February, they have said they're going to give us more information about this, so hopefully they will clear up how these cards work in the game. But one thing I do know is that these dual ink cards, they are not cards that come out of sequence. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we take a look at Belle and Beast and Jafar's card number, you can see that they are all within the 204 card count for the set. The other thing that I've noticed is that these numbers put them in the same ink category as the first ink on the card. So, for example, Belle is number 126. That is where you would expect to find a ruby card. Jafar is 51. That is where you would expect to find your amethyst cards. So I thought it might be fun, just for a few moments, to take a look at all the characters we know are coming in the next set. So starting with the card reveals that we've had, we have Jafar, Belle, Beast, Lady, Sven, and we've got Yago. Now, so far in every single set, all the art on the booster packs have always been from cards in that set. So we know that Bolt is coming. It also means that Mad Hatter is coming, as well as Mirabelle. So let's take a look at some characters that I am sure are coming. So again, if we take a look at these card dividers, earlier on I said these are all brand new art, which means they must come from cards in this set. So I am 90% sure that we are going to be getting a new Pete, Baymax, Bianca, the Queen, Pongo, and the one that everybody is super excited for, Mushu. Now, Ravensburger also released this piece of art for the set. And I'm sure you've seen this before, but looking at this, we can also see some other characters that we're pretty sure are coming as well. So starting from left to right, we have Alice from Alice in Wonderland. We've got Belle and Beast in the corner there, but if you look really carefully, just by that colourful swirl, I am pretty sure that we can see Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and I'm pretty sure you can see Lumiere in the middle of them as well. Then we've got Bucky. Now, some of you might say, how do you know that's Bucky? On a photo that I found scouring the internet, if you look closely, you can see that Kronk is actually missing from this image. Now, I don't think that's for any kind of big mechanical reason. I honestly think it's just because he got in the way of the Lorcana logo on the piece of art, so they just took him out for the sake of that. However, you can see here Kronk with Yzma sticking out the top, so I'm fully expecting one or both of them to show up. Carrying on then, we can see Mulan, Ling, Chen Po and Yao, with Mushu sitting nice and comfortable on Mulan's arm. And last up, we also have a bunch of the Dalmatians as well, which I'll throw in with my theory that Pongo is also coming. So here is a full list of all the characters we either know are coming, or the ones I am pretty sure are coming as well. Guys, let me know in the comments below, do you agree with this list? Do you think that some of these characters are not coming at all? Which ones do you agree with? Which ones do you not agree with? And let me know what characters you would like to see in this set, and let's have a conversation about that. But the last thing I want to talk about today is the mystery of Archazia's Island. Now, as you saw in the artwork, was this figure, this owl with the lion's mane and the face mask. And the big question is this Archazia? Is it called Archazia's Island because of this mysterious figure? Or did they just happen to be there and have a totally different name altogether? The other thing that is super cool about this character is that they seem to have these ink orbs on their belt. Could they be responsible for mixing the inks? The other thing that I've noticed as well is that this character has two different colour eyes, which I thought was really interesting. There's one blue and one green. Sapphire and emerald maybe? Mixy. Could this actually be a character that we're going to get on a dual sapphire emerald card? And the reality is, guys, that I don't really know. None of us really do. So let me know in the comments, guys. Do you think this is Archazia? Is it somebody else? Do you think it's a Disney character that we already know that I just haven't recognized yet? Who do you think this masked figure is? And while you're there, guys, do me a favour, click that like button, share this video, and turn on your notification bells so that you never miss another Disney Lorcana video from this channel. And if you've been watching my channel recently, you will know that we have a goal here to get to 500 subscribers this year. So do me a favour, while you're here, if you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed this video, push that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, but it means the world to me. And if you're already a subscriber, like I said, like, share, notifications, all those things super duper help the channel as well. But until next time, guys, I have been the Atomic Ninja G. You guys have been awesome. And this has been everything we know so far about Disney Lorcana's Archazia's Island.